Going. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday Flow, everybody. I'm Ellen. We are going to start the seated position today. And you're more than welcome to grab a block or a pillow, whatever feels good. Sometimes the blocks and pillows just help, any kind of props help relieve some tension or just gives us a little bit of assistance while we go through our practice today. And especially if you're seated, this helps to open up those hips a little bit. So let's take a nice inhale, reaching those arms up. And exhale, taking it down. And let's do this a couple of times just to kind of wake ourselves up. Nice cleansing breaths. And thinking about a trip we might want to take this new year, or just a place that we would love to visit. Since we were talking about travels earlier, I'd love to hear where you want to go, or maybe a great place that you've been to that you recommend, right? Just to go ahead and type that in the chat box, or think about that during class. Inhale, reach up, exhale down. Let's do this one more time. You're going to keep your hands at the top on this last inhale. Interlace those fingers. You're going to sit up a little bit taller here out of your seat. Lift your arms right and left, just almost as if you're pulling yourself out of your seat. A little bit higher here. And then we're going to reach over to that left side. Just a little bit here. You're going to then lower that left arm to the floor and reach a little bit further with that right arm. Think of anchoring that right hip and pressing that into the floor as you reach a little further and find a little more length in that side body. Keep that chest lifted. One more breath. Inhale, let's come back up to the center. Exhale, lower that arm down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring those arms back up. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to interlace them. Bring them up. Nice and tall here. Maybe move around a little bit, get those kinks out. Nice and tall in that seat. And then exhale over to that right side. Lower that right arm and then reach with that left. Nice side body stretch, pressing those hips down, keeping your chest open rather than rounding down. Open it up. Let that breath come through. One more. And then back to the top, inhale, and exhale, let it go. Just come into a forward fold here. So walking those hands in front of you and relaxing that head down. Doesn't matter how far you go, just coming into some sort of forward fold. And then your next inhale, you're going to walk those hands back up. And as you exhale, we're going to do the opposite. You're going to take your hands behind you. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift through that chest. So a little bit of an arch here. If it feels comfortable, tilt the chin up and take the head back. If it doesn't, you can just keep your head neutral. One more breath here. And then tap that chin on your inhale. Exhale, start to round those shoulders forward. We're going to walk it out one more time. Exhale, walk it out, forward fold. Just nice and gentle. Inhale, walk it back up. And last time, exhale, take those hands behind you, lift up through the chest. Pull those shoulder blades together. Shoulders down, away from your ears. One more breath here. Inhale, tuck that chin, hands to your knees, and exhale, just relax. So go ahead and just close your eyes here for a moment. Think of a piece of string on the top of your head, right in the center. And imagine it lifting you up just a little bit taller right here. To start to become aware of your posture. Any tension that you might be holding in your shoulders, maybe even in your neck or your jaw. Just relax it for a couple of moments here. With those eyes still closed, take a deep breath in through the nose, big deep breath. And then exhale out through the mouth. Almost relaxing all those muscles as you do that. Just sort of letting go of all that tension. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Feel that chest and belly rise, and then exhale, almost like a sigh of relief, just let it out. Open your eyes, don't want to get too comfy just yet. And then we're gonna come out of this seated position, transition into a tabletop. So just very slowly and gently make your way onto hands and knees, staying in the center of that mat. Hands under those shoulders, knees under your hips. And as you inhale, we're gonna drop the belly, lift the chest. Make sure those feet are flat, they're nice and relaxed here. And then exhaling around the spine, tuck the chin into your chest. And let's do that again. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Going at your own pace here. Once you do 2 more of these, as always, really exaggerating that movement, just so you get a really good stretch for your lower back. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And then go ahead, come back to neutral spine once you're done. We're gonna go ahead and extend through our right leg, just taking the foot back behind us, extending through. Once you straighten that leg, you're just gonna shift your weight forward and back. So we're just working through our calves, our hamstrings, just starting to warm them up before we come to a full down dog, where we get to really stretch them. As you move forward and back, also gently warming up those wrists just a little bit. One more here, inhale, exhale, and then we're gonna switch. You're gonna extend that left leg and do the same thing. So it's nice and straight, just the ball of the foot on the floor. Inhale, you're gonna rock forward. Exhale, shift your weight back. And just go forward and back here. Nice stretch through that heel. Do one more, forward and back, inhale and exhale, and then come back to your tabletop. Let's bring those knees nice and wide, feet together. We're gonna sit back into our child's pose. So drop the head down and take a couple more deep breaths here. As you exhale, shifting that weight back a little bit more each time. Inhale, walk those hands over to the right diagonal as far as you can go. Maybe nose to knee. Getting another stretch in that side body. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. Same thing, as far as you can until you feel that stretch, hold it there. And then inhale back to the center. And then exhale, walk those hands up. We're gonna open up the front side of the body just a little bit before we come up to standing. So you're gonna come all the way down onto your chest and belly. So all the way down, you're gonna take your hands right underneath your shoulders. And want your legs to be about hip distance. You're gonna keep your focus straight down. Chin is tucked just a little bit. And as you inhale, you're just gonna gently lift your upper body off the mat, just maybe a couple inches. Or a baby cobra. Keep those elbows in, shoulders down and back. And then exhale, you're gonna lower. So just the upper body, let's try that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Warming up the spine. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good, last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale down, good. Now let's come up onto our forearms. Into our Sphinx. And just hang out here for a couple breaths. So in this position, you want your elbows right underneath your shoulders. You're just resting on those forearms. Maybe a baby cobra hold feels a little bit better. You can do that. If your back is tight, this could be a little intense. So you can come back to that baby cobra where your arms and elbows are a little bit wider. We're gonna hold it for just a couple more breaths. Notice if you start to sink a little bit. If that happens, lift the chest, drop the shoulders. Hold it for 2 more breaths. And then on your next breath, gently lower back down. Slide those elbows out to the side, and then extend your arms down by your side. Turn your head over to one side. Relax. Lift the legs up. We're gonna do a little windshield wiper here, reverse windshield wiper. So I'm gonna drop those legs from side to side. This just helps to release some tension in that lower back. So just drop side to side. They don't have to touch the floor. Just a little bit of movement here. All right, and then slowly lower those legs back down. Keep your arms by your side. Little locust pose to continue warming up our back. So take your head back to the center. You're looking straight down, arms and legs. You're gonna lift everything up on your inhale. Keep your arms and legs as straight as you can. Just lift as high as you can off that mat. And then exhale, lower. Let's do it again. Inhale, squeeze to lift. And exhale. Make sure your legs are straight, no bend in the knees. Inhale, lift. You want to have that lift come from your glutes. Exhale. Couple more. You're not going to go too high off the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. One more time. We're going to hold this last one. Lift. Hold it for 8, 7. Lift a little higher. 6. 5, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, a little higher. 2 and 1. Relax. Turn your head to the other side. You can do another set of windshield wipers if you like. Bend the knees. Drop them from side to side. Nice and easy. Slowly release those legs. Take your hands under your shoulders. We're going to press up and back to our downward facing dog. So nice and easy. You're going to tuck those toes. Press yourself up as if you're doing a push-up. And then you're going to come all the way up to that down dog. Go ahead and pedal out your heels here. Might be a first one of the day, first one of the class. So pedal up those heels. Alternative for that down dog is doing the same motion just with your knees on the floor. So you're still pushing those hips back. That's a great alternative for that down dog. Or just anytime you want a little rest. Rushing to come into that puppy pose in just a moment. So really think of pressing your chest towards your thighs, lift those hips way up. I want you to nod your head yes, shake your head no. Lift those hips a little bit higher. All right, inhale, you're gonna lower your knees to the floor. You're gonna stack your hips on top of your knees. Let's come into puppy pose. Walk your hands out, lower to your forearms and drop your head. Keep your hips up. This is gonna feel, you're gonna feel a big stretch in your arms and shoulders. So if it's a little too much, you just slide your elbows a little closer towards your shoulders rather than further away from you. Let's take one more breath here. Puppy pose. You're gonna lift up, transition to child's pose. Sit back. You can keep the knees a little bit closer together like you had in puppy. You'll feel this a little more in your lower back. So just simply sit back onto those heels. One more breath. And then inhale, let's lower down and slide up into that baby cobra. So we're gonna lift up, inhale, nice baby cobra. Again, starting to wake up that back, should feel a little more warmed up. Exhale, tuck the toes. Let's go through that sequence 2 more times just to really warm up our back and our shoulders. So we started in down dog. Full down dog. One more breath. Inhale, lower those knees. Exhale, walk those hands out, puppy pose. Maybe drop your head. One more breath. Inhale, lift back up, walk those hands closer in and sit back for child's pose. Keep the knees close together. So we're just shifting our weight from forward to back. Now we're going to shift it forward. You're going to drop all the way down. And then inhale, lift up for your baby cobra. And then exhale, push yourself all the way up. So what we're really doing some push-ups here. Come back to down dog. Let's do it one more time. Hold down dog, one more breath. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, puppy pose, walk it out. Drop the head. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, shift your weight back. Child's pose. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Walk those hands out. Exhale, lower. Sort of doing that chaturanga right there. And then inhale, lift for baby cobra. Now you should feel nice and warm in that back. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down dog. Hold this here. So we are sort of prepping for our full flow, which we will do twice through adding in the plank. So we're going to replace puppy with plank. So inhale, come forward, find your plank. Now your plank, you could have those knees down to give your body a little extra support. We're just going to hold it for one more breath. Tuck those hips under. Exhale, lower. Here's your full chaturanga. Lower the chest. Keep your elbows glued to your side. Flatten your toes. Inhale, lift baby cobra. We just remove the child's pose. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down dog. Perfect. Just one more time. So we're nice and warm. Inhale forward to your plank. Hold that. Exhale, lower knees and chest. Keep that chest forward as you lower. Your hands, your fingertips should be right about chest level. Flatten those toes. Inhale, lift baby cobra. Exhale, come all the way up. Down dog. You're going to then bend your knees as you inhale. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. So another good spot to use that block. You're not quite reaching for the floor. You can't quite reach it yet. You reach for your block instead. Bend your knees, relax your head here. Nice forward fold. Nod your head yes. Shake your head now. And then inhale, we're going to reach those arms all the way up. We're going to come to a nice standing position. All the way up, bring your hands together. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to heart center. Let's go ahead and turn around and face the front. We're going to continue with some of those side bends that we did on the floor. Let me just adjust the screen. We're just going to do them standing. Continue to think about that place that you want to travel to, right? Or maybe a place that you have been to and you recommend it to us. Make sure to type that in the chat box. Let's see where everyone plans on going this year. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, you're going to interlace your fingers here, but you're going to keep your thumb and pointer finger extended. So nice and tall, because stitching your rib cage together. So nice and strong, as if you're holding that plank. Lift up a little bit taller. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, even though they might want to hunch up like this. You can always just bend your elbows, and that will be a little less intensity for those shoulders. One more inhale. And then exhale, we're going to go that left side. So just like we did seated, but you're going to feel much bigger stretch throughout your whole side body. So finger pressing into your right foot. Press in, reach a little bit more. Keep your chest open. Squeeze those abdominals in just a little bit. And then inhale back to center. Woo, exhale, let's release and just give those shoulders a little breather. Rolling back. Couple shoulder rolls. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So I also like to call this a crescent moon. So think of the crescent moon shape and you're making that same shape with your body. Come right back up, inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers all the way up nice and tall and over to the right. Crescent moon. Or maybe it's just a sliver. However your body is feeling, you don't have to force it into any pose. Just continue to breathe. And if you can, finding a little more space with every breath. This time pushing into your left foot. If you can, find a little more space, a little more room to reach. Big, big stretch, and then inhale back to center, and then exhale, let it go. Whew. Roll the shoulders. One more shoulder roll. Okay, this time, take your arms up and around, and then you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together, interlace your hands behind you, and slide those arms down. So just from the side, doing this right here, just pulling your shoulder blades together. We're just gonna hold this for a couple breaths. I want the shoulders down. Think of squeezing those shoulder blades together in this position. Continue to hold. And close your eyes here. Should be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if your shoulders are tight. I want you to hold this for 4. Keep squeezing 3, 2, and 1, and then relax. Woo, shake it out. Okay, so we just did a lot of upper body there and opening of our shoulders. Want to work our way into our legs a little bit. We're first going to do just a basic flow to warm up our legs a little, and then we'll come into a little more of a stretch. So you can have your blocks close by or just off to the side. We're going to take an inhale, reach our arms up. And exhale, we're going to swan dive forward. So leading with the chest, you're going to lift up a nice flat back, come up halfway. So here we're stretching out the hamstrings. I want you to push your heels into the floor. Nice flat back, so your back should be as flat as my bench right here. I want you to keep that chest lifted. And then exhale. Let's step back with our right leg first. I'm actually gonna grab my blocks. Step back with your right leg. You're gonna drop that knee to the floor. Untuck that foot, nice slow lunge, inhale up. Exhale, hold. So you can drop through those hips, stretching out that right hip flexor. Inhale, take those hands down. And exhale, we're just gonna hold this stretch just for a moment. And then we're gonna slowly make our way back. You're gonna sit back. You can use your blocks here or hold on to the wall or the floor. I want you to straighten out your front leg. Bring your toes towards your nose. So getting another stretch for those calves and hamstrings. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, come forward, dropping those hips, and then exhale, taking it back. Perfect. Inhale, come back to your hip flexor stretch. You're gonna tuck your toes, that back foot. You're gonna lift that knee off the floor. You're gonna take a big step forward to find a warrior 1. So we just wanna bring our legs a little bit closer. Big step in. You're gonna glue that heel into the floor. Inhale, you're gonna lift those arms. And exhale, we're gonna hold. So feet are much closer together. Your back foot is making sort of a 45-degree angle. Hold this here. You can interlace those fingers just like we did for our side bends. Keep your thumb and pointer finger extended. Go ahead and bend that front knee. Get a little bit deeper into this pose. Now you're going to feel that back leg. Really stretch out those calves and hamstrings. Hold this here. Let's do one more breath. Inhale, you're going to go ahead and straighten that leg. Exhale, we're going to lower those arms. Open up through the side body and come into triangle pose. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, lower down to that knee. You can take your hand to your hip, or if you're ready, extend that arm all the way up. And with each exhale, we'll be here for a few breaths. You can lower down and start to reach for your ankle. So big, big twist here. That hand can stay on your hip if you're still opening up that shoulder. Take one more breath in that triangle pose. Push into your back foot, inhale. And as you exhale, let's step into our chair. So let's really start to warm up that lower body. Drop those hips, reach those arms up and hold chair pose. Hands can also be in prayer. Get nice and low. So imagining that chair right behind you. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, can you drop an inch lower? Feel those legs really start to warm up. We're gonna do just a little bit of balance in just a moment here. One more breath in that chair. Everyone bring their hands to prayer at your chest. Inhale, stand up. You're gonna pick up that right leg. As you exhale, you're gonna take a big step back to a high lunge. So big, big step back. Drop those hips, reach those arms up. Inhale and exhale, hold. So for this one, your feet are as wide as you can get them. Hips are facing forward, back heels off the floor. Take one more breath here. Inhale, bring those hands to the floor. Exhale, step it back. You're into your down dog. You can hang out here before we go to the other side, or come into that flow. Your plank, your chaturanga, your baby cobra or upward facing dog, and then back to down dog. Or maybe a child's pose. Your choice. You're gonna hold your child's pose or down dog for 2 more breaths. We'll do that same sequence on the other side. Take one more breath. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna bend those knees. As you exhale, you're gonna walk up or jump. Come to the top of your mat. We started sort of in that forward fold, right? And then inhale, bring those arms up. Nice and tall, bring your palms together. Maybe a little back bend feels good there. Exhale, lower down. Same thing other side. Inhale, take it up, and exhale, swan dive forward. So start to feel like you're getting a little bit looser here. Inhale, lift, flat back. Pushing your heels into the floor, lifting that chest up. And exhale. We step our left leg back. We drop our left knee. Low lunge. Inhale, lift. Arms come up, exhale, hold. So a great place here to use those blocks because we are going to be leaning forward. Hold this for 2 more breaths. Nice low lunge. Continue to keep that core nice and strong here. Last breath. And then inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, just hanging out here. So I really want you to get into those hips. Not have to worry about your arms or upper body or balance. Drop those hips, take 1 more breath. As you exhale, you're gonna sit back and we're going to flex our toe towards our nose. So front leg nice and straight. We'll do this 1 more time. Keep your back straight here. That's where the blocks come in. You don't wanna be rounding your shoulders. Inhale, come forward, drop your hips. Same thing, keep your chest up. I don't want us rounding our shoulders. I want the hips to drop, chest up. Exhale, come back. Same thing. Hips down, chest up. And then inhale, come back to that lunge. Exhale, you're going to retuck that back foot, those toes there. You're going to lift up into that runner's lunge for just a moment. We're going to take a big step in to find warrior 1. Step in. Open up that hip a little bit, glue your heel to the floor, lift those arms up, inhale and exhale. Interlace your fingers. Arms can always come to that cactus pose. I haven't mentioned that yet, but anytime our arms are up and it's too much for your shoulders, you can find that cactus. Bending that front leg. Your hips are forward for this warrior 1. Tucking your hips under. 1 more breath. Inhale, now we straighten it and we lower those arms. We're going to come into triangle pose. Inhale, reach towards your front foot. Exhale, start to open. Big twist here. You can start with the hand on the hip and just gently encourage that side body to open. Your gaze is at your shoulder or at your hand if that arm is extended. Hold it there. If you're at home, you have that wall. You're more than welcome to practice here. Really lifting up and out rather than sinking down. So lift up, 1 more breath. Lift, lift, lift. Inhale, push into that back foot. Exhale, let's drop to the front and find chair. I'm gonna keep my hands in prayer. Just holding for a couple breaths. Knees are together, dropping back. Excuse me, take an inhale. Exhale, drop an inch lower. Nice. Drop until you feel a little bit of that burn, a little bit of discomfort in a good way, not painful. 1 more breath. Inhale, lift. This time that left leg lifts up. You're gonna take a huge step back for that lunge. Biggest step back you can. Big, big step, high lunge, keep your back leg straight, arms up, inhale, exhale, hold. So you want your weight sort of in the center. 50% of your weight in your front leg and 50% in your back leg for this lunge. Get as low as you can. And then inhale, come forward, exhale, take it back. Good job. Down dog. You can hang out here, go right to child's pose, or go through your flow. Plank, chaturanga, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. And then your child's pose or down dog. Take a couple breaths, maybe go through that twice. Add an extra push-up, whatever you want to do. And we're going to go through that sequence one more time on each side before we really stretch out our hamstrings and get a little more into some twists. So in your next inhale, you're going to bend your knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Come to the front, forward fold at the top of your mat. And then inhale, reach those arms up, nice and tall. Bring your hands together, maybe back bend. And exhale, lower down. All right, check in, we're good. Awesome. Grab a quick sip of water if you'd like, or your coffee. Think of that place you want to go to, type it in there. We're going to go through this one more time. This is going to move a little bit faster. So as always, feel free to slow it down or even pick up the pace if you want an extra challenge. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, swan dive forward, let it go. Inhale, lift, nice flat back. Push your heels into the floor. And exhale. Let's set that right leg back. Lower that right knee. Low lunge, inhale up. Exhale, hold. So for this, we're just gonna hold our lunge. Hold this for a couple breaths. You want to try to breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe on that next exhale, you drop it even more. Big stretch in that hip. And then inhale, take those hands down, either on the floor or using your blocks. Exhale, tuck that back toe. Come up to that nice runner's lunge. Extend that back leg, keep your hips low. Step in, warrior one. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hold, bend that front leg. Back leg nice and straight, hips are forward. Straighten that leg on your inhale, lower those arms, exhale. Reach towards your front foot, inhale, and exhale. Triangle pose, big twist here. This side is always a little bit harder for me. I'm gonna go up against the wall. Remember, you're really lifting up and away. I don't want you to focus on trying to reach for your ankle. You don't need to. You can just reach for that knee and then lift up. You're gonna hold it for a couple breaths. Let me just check it out. Imagine I'm pulling your wrist and lifting up. Nice, good, Bill, beautiful. Good, Regina. It's only once you feel really comfortable, then you can start going a little bit deeper, but you still want that chest to stay open. One more breath. Push into that back foot, inhale. Woo, and exhale. Step into that chair, drop down. Arms up or hands in prayer. Gonna get a little bit lower here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of a layer. Hold this chair. Exhale, drop an inch. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of a twist. If those arms are up, bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, stand up, give your legs just a little bit of a breather. Exhale, drop back to chair and twist over that right shoulder without moving your hips or knees. All right, so look down at your knees. Make sure you're still in a nice straight line. If they're not, readjust those hips. Hold this here. Now keep your hands together. Hold it right here. Now, if you can, we're going to step back with that opposite leg. Our left leg, stay in that twist. Left leg, big step back into your lunge. Maybe anchor that elbow to your knee. You can also lower to that knee. So twist, hips down, chest is up. Hold this here. Now here's an extra challenge. Try to hold it for one more breath, and you're going to take a step back to chair. Step back in. Inhale, come out of your twist, lift up. Lift now your right leg and take that step back. Come into that nice high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Woo! Exhale, hold. So we did both legs in this sequence. Hold this nice high lunge. Dropping those hips, maybe a little bit lower than last time. Back leg is straight. And then inhale, let those arms fall down. As you exhale, step it back. Down dog. Again, your choice here with the floor flow. So I'll just let you do your thing. Remember, each pose is an inhale or an exhale, so make sure that you're breathing through it and not holding your breath. Take your time. Once you're done, you're gonna find your child's pose or your down dog for about 2 more breaths. Looking good, everybody. Perfect. You're almost there. Okay, next breath. Inhale, you're gonna bend those knees. Exhale, walk up or jump, come to that forward fold. Let it all go here. Maybe you can reach the floor now. Inhale, take it up slowly. Nice and tall. Bring your palms together as you exhale. Lower. Okay, one more time through. Inhale up. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, nice flat back. Lift the chest. Push the heels into the floor. Exhale, lower. Step that left leg back. Drop the knee, low lunge. Reach up and hold. Just getting into that hip flexor. Maybe those cactus arms. We're here for a couple breaths. Hold that there, dropping those hips, making sure you're not dumping all your weight into your low back, right? But getting that nice stretch in those hip flexors. Last breath. Inhale, you're gonna reach forward, place those hands onto the floor or your blocks. You're gonna come into that runner's lunge, tuck that back toe. Lift that knee off the floor, straighten your leg. So notice how my hips are not up here. You want to drop the hips, lift the chest just for a moment, and then step in for warrior one. Lift up. Inhale and exhale. Bend that front knee. And hold your warrior one. Interlace those fingers. One more breath. Get ready for that triangle pose. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, lower. Reach towards your front foot. And flow into your triangle pose. Stacking the shoulder or that hand up. So you really have a minimal amount of weight pressing on your bottom leg. It's really just there for balance. You don't want to push too much into your knee or into your ankle. Hold it there, I'm gonna check it out. Hold it for a couple more breaths. Maybe use the wall. Nice, good baby, yep. Perfect. Take 2 more breaths here. Lift up a little bit higher. Take 1 more breath, you can do it. Inhale, push into that back foot. Exhale, step into chair. Drop and hold. Either arms up or hands at your chest. So you want to make sure you're tucking your hips here a little bit, keeping that core engaged. Exhale, drop an inch lower. Okay, here's our little twist. Inhale, lift up. Shake out those legs, give them a little stretch. Exhale, drop back to your chair. This time twist over your left shoulder. And you don't have to go all the way. It's just a gentle twist. Look down at your knees, make sure they're still together. If you want the extra challenge, you don't have to. That right leg is gonna step back. You can watch first, step back into that lunge. Maybe you anchor your elbow to your knee. You can lower that back knee, continue to twist. Woo. Hold it for a couple more breaths wherever you're at. Making sure that you're putting weight into that back leg. Big twist, drop the hips, lift the chest. 1 more breath. Nice, and then step back to your chair. Feel that shake and then come all the way up. Inhale, and then lift that left leg. Oh my goodness, and step back to that low lunge. Big step back, or that high lunge, excuse me. Arms up and hold. This one we just hold for a couple breaths. You're trying to get that back leg as straight as you can and as low as you can with those hips. Pressing through that back leg, 1 more breath. Inhale, take it down. Awesome job, everyone. Step it on back. Down dog. Go through your flow 1 more time before we come back up to standing. Take another breath. And then you're going to bend your knees, inhale, exhale, walk off or jump. Come back to that forward fold for a moment. This time we're going to roll up to standing. Just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Because we're going to start to bring that heart rate down. Head comes up last. Nice and slow. Once you are at the top, go ahead and shake it out. Come to the center of your mat. Have a block right in front. We're going to come into a wide-legged pose and a stretch. Just sort of how we're sort of going into the cool down at the end of our class. Okay. Hope you are feeling good, nice and warm. So really the best time to stretch out our legs and especially our hamstrings, because that tends to bring tightness to our lower back. So sometimes we have lower back pain. It might just be that our hamstrings are really tight from sitting all day. So nice wide-legged stance. Okay. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to reach those arms out to the side, palms down as if you're doing your warrior poses, warrior two, right? Shoulders down. You're going to drive those hips back. I'll show you the front view and the side view. So nice and slow from the side. Hips are going back as your chest drops just a little bit. You want to ideally come to like that flat back position. You don't have to get there. You can bend your knees just a little bit. Hold this for one more breath. And then here's where we just let it all go. Let it all go. Reach for the floor, reach for a block, whatever you have. Try to relax that upper body as much as you can here. Your head is heavy like a bowling ball, so don't lift it up. Just listen to my cues. You can bend your knees here a little bit if those hamstrings are really tight. If you have that flexibility, you can walk your hands close in towards your heels. Maybe reach inside and grab your ankles. And again, if you have that flexibility. And almost as if you're pulling your head closer to the mat or pulling your chest closer towards your legs. So that's just an option. Take one more breath, big, big stretch. And then I want you to sort of shift your weight forward and back. So you're gonna rock forward under the balls of your feet and then exhale, come back onto your heels. This little shifting of the weight forward and back, a little rock. Just do one more. Come back to center. Now we're gonna add that twist. So you're gonna place your right hand on the floor or on your block and exhale. You're gonna extend and have your right hand on the floor, sorry. Left arm extends up and reaches for a twist. You can start with just that elbow, hand to your hip. If you wanna extend that arm, extend it here, like triangle pose. We're gonna hold this twist. So notice how I'm using the block. It provides support. I don't have to try to reach for the floor and struggle with that. I can just really focus on twisting in the right way. Inhale, come down, exhale, other side. This time, left hand to the floor, right elbow reaches up and twists over that right shoulder. Oh, this side's a lot tighter. So again, you can extend that arm or just keep your hand on your hip. Hold it for a couple breaths and then we'll just do one more on each side. All right, inhale, come down, exhale one more time, reach up. Extend that arm over that left shoulder. Inhale, take it down, exhale, right side, reach up. Elbow or extending that arm. And then inhale, come down. As you exhale, you're gonna heel toe your feet together. So you come into a forward fold. And then we're gonna go ahead and transition to the floor. So take those hands down, take one leg back, drop to your knee, and then find a child's pose. Great job, everybody. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, slowly walk those hands up, and then exhale, let's transition over onto our back. So slowly make your way down. As you come down, you're gonna hug your knees into your chest. Ooh, and this one should feel really good. Gently rock side to side here. Circle your ankles, wiggle your toes, relax your head completely. Then we're going to a spinal twist. So you're going to keep those knees together, drop them over to the right, all the way over. They can touch the floor or rest on a block. You're going to open your arms out to make the letter T and look over that left shoulder. And then inhale, slowly come back to the center. Help yourself. So lift those legs up. Don't want to do this too quickly. Be mindful of your body. Exhale, drop to the left. Maybe legs touching the floor, resting on a block. And then exhale, looking over that right shoulder this time. And then slowly coming back up to the center. Inhale, give yourself one last hug. Exhale, lower those feet onto the floor. Bring your windshield wiper. So reach your arms overhead first. Just let them relax there. And then windshield wiper, dropping those legs side to side. Sort of letting out any tension there. And then come back to knees on top of those feet. Arms down by your side. I'm just going to come into a couple bridges to finish. You're going to slowly peel your spine off the mat as you exhale, lifting those hips. Inhale, you're going to slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, lift back up. This little inversion here for us. Inhale, lower. And you're going to hold on to that last one. You can place a block under your hips. You can just hold it up without any props. Or you can interlace your hands underneath and get a little more of a stretch for your shoulders and chest. We're going to hold this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just slowly start to lower down one vertebrae at a time. Maybe one more stretch here if you'd like. And then when you're ready, you're going to find your own Shavasana, your final corpse pose, just to relax for our final minute here. And that can be whatever you'd like, just for a couple of moments. Feel free to close your eyes, maybe roll back into child's pose, maybe come into a fetal position, whatever feels good. Maybe that traditional Shavasana feels good. Legs out, arms by your side. Just start to focus on your breathing, letting go of any tension in the body. Go ahead and place your right hand on your chest, left hand on your belly. Or position yourself so that you can do this. Inhale, feel the chest and the belly rise. And then exhale, just let it all go. Inhale, feel the chest and belly rise up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, just allow your body to melt into the mat. One more deep breath. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Go ahead and start to open your eyes. Gently start to bend your knees and bring them into your chest. You're going to give yourself one last hug. One last stretch. Lower the feet to the floor, roll over to one side. Gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls once you're there, or a little twist right and left. And then all together, we're gonna reach those arms up as we inhale. Bring our palms together, exhale, let it go. Pausing for a moment. And celebrating this new year with gratitude. Thinking of goals you want to set for yourself, and hopefully one of those is taking more time for yourself, knowing that it's okay to not do it all. And it's important to take care of our bodies and our mind and our soul. So at the end of our practice, we will say namaste to one another. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming. I'd love to hear about your travels, where you're going to this year, a trip you have planned. My aunt is going to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos next month. But you know, Regina's already been there, so.
When she goes, she's gonna have to find a local cobbler, because I had these cute sandals made